from butt pads to hidden movie mistakes that fans are still discovering. It's been over 15 years since the first Twilight movie came out, but people can't stop talking about it even today.
It feels like a kind of dream.
Why was Robert Pattinson initially banned from being near Kristen Stewart? What bizarre classes did the cast have to take before filming? And why were cheese and honey involved in one of the scenes? We've got the surprising details that will blow your mind. It's no secret that, for Kristen Stewart, the role of Bella was a game changer.
So yeah, it definitely kind of blew my head off.
But she wasn't actually the first pick. Moreover, the actress wasn't too keen on joining the project either. The directors also considered Emily Browning, Michelle Trachtenberg, and Jennifer Lawrence. The top contender for Bella, however, was Lily Collins. Yeah, our very own stylish Emily in Paris.
I think everything happens for a reason, and everyone who gets the roles they get were meant to.
Instead, Lily starred in another eerie teen franchise, The Mortal Instruments, alongside Twilight's Jamie Campbell Bower. It's a small world, isn't it? Meanwhile, over 5,000 actors auditioned for the role of Edward, and author Stephen E. Meyer was adamant that Henry Cavill should play the main vampire. It took a lot of convincing to change her mind. The main argument was that Cavill was a bit too old for the role at 24. Honestly, today it's tough to picture anyone else in Pattinson's shoes, right?
Oh.
In fact, Robert was on the fence about auditioning for Twilight.
When I read it, it seemed like it was a book that wasn't supposed to be published.
Until he found out Kristen would be playing Bella. The actor was a huge fan of her performance in Into the Wild and was excited about the chance to work with her. During their initial chemistry test, they had to perform a passionate kiss, and Pattinson did it so well that he was asked to tone it down a bit. Later, director Catherine Hardwicke even made him promise to keep his distance, as Kristen was only 17 at the time.
And they flew up and they're like, yeah, you have to do the opposite of what you're doing now or you're going to get fired today.
And how did it turn out? Well, we all know. They ended up having a steamy romance.
Did you know that he was your vampire?
Yes.
It's both funny and a bit serious at the same time. On the very first day, on-screen Edward was so nervous that his whole body was completely tense, especially his butt. Well, Rob almost tore his glute while trying to pick up Kristen.
I couldn't even walk for about a week afterwards.
The injury caused issues with the movie's insurance and led to the actor needing to call a doctor.
I then had to get a physiotherapist to have a butt cheek massage afterwards, which was wonderful.
That's quite a memorable start to the job, isn't it? On the other hand, Kristen Stewart focused on taking care of her part. She requested special butt pads be made for her, which really came in handy in the scene where Edward saves Bella from getting hit by a car. When Bella falls and lands hard on her heel on the ice, the pads ensured that the falls were a lot softer. Did you know that to get into character, the cast took cat classes? Yes, you heard that right. The creators of the saga made all the actors take a special course to master the grace and fluidity you'd expect from vampires. Nikki Reed thought it was very cool and interesting, while Ashley Greene called it one of her least favorite experiences.
I think it bonded us a little bit because we all felt like idiots. The instructor was like, I need you to all move like cats and meow and hiss. And I was like, is she serious? Is she joking?
But it seems the lessons didn't work out for everyone. In the vampire baseball scene, Pattinson was asked to growl menacingly in response to a threat. However, his growl came off as so weak that the creators decided vampires wouldn't make any special sounds at all. We might not have seen the actor who played Jacob after the first movie. The filmmakers didn't think Taylor Lautner was strong enough for the role. They wanted someone bigger and bulkier. Luckily, he wasn't ready to give up easily. Bella's best friend hit the gym and worked out hard to meet the casting director's expectations. Taylor trained diligently for about 9 months and gained 35 pounds.
It's basically getting in the gym every single day. I basically kill myself.
And he really showed off his strength on set.
Hello, biceps.
In Eclipse, Jacob has to effortlessly run up a mountain with Bella in his arms. They initially used a special elevator to hold Kristen for the scene, but it broke down quickly. So, Taylor ended up carrying his colleague for take after take for real.
By the end of the day, my arms are just like shaking so bad.
That actor is still known as the sexiest werewolf in movies. The only thing that couldn't be changed was Taylor's height, as he was practically the same as Kristen. To create a more masculine effect, he wore lifts in his shoes.
For me, Kristen has been absolutely amazing to work with.
Lautner didn't have Jacob's gorgeous hair in the first part, so he wore a wig, which he absolutely hated.
There was hatred between both of us. It did not like me. I did not like it. Yeah, not fond memories.
His hair was constantly getting in his eyes, and he was sweating. Just imagine how relieved the actor was when he found out that his character would change the look in the sequel.
You cut your hair off?
Nikki Reed, on the other hand, had to beg for a wig after the first movie. The actress decided to dye her hair blonde to better match Rosalie Hale Cullen from the book. She spent 36 hours in the hairdresser's chair, but the experiment was a disaster. Her hair started falling out badly, and she decided never to risk it again. The wig was a lifesaver, but Nikki still didn't enjoy the experience.
I looked at my wig when I took it off, and I was so happy to get that thing off.
And let's not forget about Pattinson's hairstyle, which has become his trademark. Hardwick originally imagined Edward with long, forever hair, so the hairdresser's assistant gave him extensions. However, the actor wasn't a fan of them. He ended up adding some tresses himself and styled his hair twice a day. Well, it seems Rob really enjoyed this look because even now he loves to go around with his hair all shaggy. Attentive fans of the saga noticed several inconsistencies in the movie. For example, vampires are known not to eat human food, but in one scene, the Cullens are shown sitting in the school cafeteria with greens, a bun, and water bottles on the table. Later, Emmett is carrying a bag of boiled eggs. For what or whom? There's also a big question when the Cullens cook dinner for Bella. Even though they don't need food, their house has a fully equipped kitchen and dining set. Plus, there's a fireplace, even though vampires don't need to regulate room temperature. Isn't there too much cover-ups to pass for humans? The Twilight team experimented a lot with blood to make it look realistic. They usually used syrup and red dye. But for the baby scene, their creativity went above and beyond, and the blood was made of strawberries and cream cheese. Yummy. Later, Pattinson had a cool idea for the big fight scene in the ballet studio too. When Edward bites James, Rob suggested putting a piece of chicken covered in honey on his neck. Why? To make it look like a vampire's bite on bloodless flesh.
So we started off with chicken, and it was just getting everywhere. We were running out of chicken, and eventually after that, we actually replaced the chicken with Swiss cheese.
Maybe Pattinson just wanted a tasty snack. Baby Renes charmed all the viewers with her appearance. But at first, the Twilight cast was actually a bit scared of her. Instead of a real baby girl with CGI, the creators used a creepy robot doll, which absolutely terrified everyone on set.
That's not good. Is one of the most grotesque animatronic babies, ever to not be seen on film.
Stewart admitted that the doll frightened her so much, she started calling her on-screen daughter Chuckesmee, a nod to the Child's Play villain, Chucky. Noticing that the actors were even forgetting their lines, the directors decided to bring in real babies. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief, especially Robert Pattinson, who had a great rapport with kids. It's no surprise that he's become a great dad to his real baby girl, born this year with his beloved Suki Waterhouse. Oh, and here's one more cute fact about Twilight. We might not have seen Michael Sheen in the saga if it weren't for his older daughter. Initially skeptical about playing Aro, the vampire from the Volturi clan, he was convinced to take the role by Lily Moe, a huge Twilight fan. What wouldn't you do for your child?
When I read it, I thought, wow, this is going to be interesting to see how people react to this.
Thanks to his daughter, he ended up becoming even more famous. And the interest in this movie hasn't faded even after all these years. Got more intriguing facts about your favorite franchise? Share them with us in the comments.